OPEC is the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. It was formed in 1960 by 5 oil exporting countries and has grown to include 9 more nations. The reason? 1960 was a time of a globalizing oil market. Demand was growing, but oil-producing countries weren't the ones benefiting. Global production and price was controlled by 7 Western oil companies. That's where OPEC came in. Its goal was to give power back to the nations who had the oil the world desperately wanted. Their plan was to regulate supply and to manipulate prices. In other words, become a cartel. Member countries meet every 2 years to set production quotas. The lower the quotas, the higher the price for oil-consuming countries. In its early days, OPEC did not have a lot of influence on prices. But in 1973, OPEC introduced an oil embargo. The crude price quadrupled. Some countries were forced to ration gasoline. At the time, OPEC accounted for about half of global oil supply. OPEC lost some influence in the 1980s. High oil prices meant people were switching to alternative fuel, non-OPEC production increased, and a global recession saw demand for oil decrease. By 1986, the price crashed. Over the next 3 decades, the price of oil continued to fluctuate for a number of different reasons, despite OPEC's attempt to control it. OPEC's influence has dwindled. It now represents less than a third of the market share. Add to that the increase of non-OPEC nations to the oil market, like Canada and the US. Recently, OPEC said it would restrain output to boost prices. That would be the first production cut since 2008. But there are doubts that OPEC could even accomplish that.